This week's news is brought to you by the Appleton Podcast Co-op. Enjoy. It's May 23rd, 2022, and here's what's on the list this week. Why you shouldn't smash lake flies, recap of a local hip-hop health fair, state Republicans avoid endorsing a governor candidate, and more. I'm David Kelso, and you're listening to What the Fox Says, bite-sized news for the Fox Valley area of Wisconsin. I do apologize for the short gap. I got birthday lazy and missed 2 weeks. On to the news. The lake flies have come as much as you and I hate them. Scott Conkey with the DNR says the annoying little insects play a huge part in the Lake Winnebago ecosystem. Like, did you know that a sturgeon's diet consists of about 60% of lake flies? Like, if we didn't have lake flies, we wouldn't have a sturgeon spearing tradition. Not to mention, you can avoid the whole power washing your house and car and everything in existence around the lake by not smashing them. Earlier this month, the very first hip-hop health fair for the Fox Cities brought health resources to the area's Black community. Hosted by a Fox Valley community advocacy group that started about 2 years ago, People of Progression, the co-founders Kristen Gondik and Kanan Davenport hope to continue to provide holistic approaches to healing, skill building, and breaking down systematic oppression for Black people in the Fox Valley. Up next, the race for governor in Wisconsin is on. In August of this summer, we vote. Currently, current governor Tony Evers is contended against by 4 gubernatorial Republicans. Now, that's a fun word, gubernatorial, but really it just means relating to the state. Anyways, the candidates are Rebecca Clayfish, the former lieutenant governor for Scott Walker, Kevin Nicholson, a Marine vet and businessman, Tim Michaels, the president of major construction company Michaels, and Tim Ramthen, current state representative. At the annual Republican convention this week, they opted not to endorse any candidate, although Clayfish had a 57% majority of votes, 3% short of the 60% required for endorsement. The Fox Cities Noon Lunch program provides hot meals every single day to anyone in need in Appleton. The Salvation Army runs the program from their downtown Appleton location, and with school letting out this month, they're preparing for more kids coming through the line. If you've got some extra time, I'm sure they're looking for more volunteers to help serve. The juveniles in Combined Locks have started a fight club? I'm sorry for talking about it. I know, number one rule. But the Combined Locks Public Safety posted on Facebook, May 12th, they arrived at the park where, and I quote, organized consensual fights between several juveniles were broken up, and the vehicles left the area at a high rate of speed. That's it. That's the story. On Armed Forces Day this past weekend, Nina and Menasha paid tribute to local Medal of Honor recipient Kenneth Stumpf, who recently passed away. Kenneth served in Vietnam for 3 tours and received the Medal of Honor from President Lyndon B. Johnson for heroically rescuing several wounded comrades while under heavy gunfire. He will be remembered. I'll highlight more local stories about veterans next weekend for Memorial Day, so stay tuned. Heading on north to Oconto County, the local government warns residents with private wells of possible contamination due to recent flooding. The county is offering free well water test kits for residents until May 27th. That's this Friday. So hop on it, because that's coming up fast. The Appleton Area School District is piloting a more welcoming and inclusive dress code by revising the language that's currently used. With the new language updates, they're hoping to avoid targeting girls, encourage more self-expression, and change tactics to discreet enforcement from teachers. They are hoping to get feedback from parents before they implement the changes, so go email Assistant Superintendent Michael Hernandez if this matters to you. Email is in the show notes. Bird scooters are expanding their reach over to Menasha, and contrary to the sticker on the scooter, you can actually use the electric scooters on sidewalks, just not downtown between Badger Avenue and Drew Street in Appleton. I know there's some restrictions in Menasha as well. Formerly the Legend Sports Bar in Oshkosh, Winners Sports Bar has revamped their patio and are ready for you to spend the summer there with tacos, beer, and your dog. Never actually been there before, so I can't speak to any improvements, but it looks like a nice time from their Facebook page. And speaking of dogs, there is a new dog park in northern Winnebago County in Fox Crossing, just north of Frisch Park, right before the 441 and 41 exchange. Based on the comments, it sounds like this has been needed for a long time. Announced May 13th, Grammy-nominated country artist David Nail to headline Saturday at Paperfest this July. Nail's most famous song is Turning Home, which, fun fact, was actually written by Kenny Chesney. We talked about this a little bit before, but now we know for sure Packer tickets are getting more expensive. The least expensive game is a to-be-determined Lions game at $145 for 2 tickets, and the most expensive game is against the Cowboys in November at $507 for 2 tickets. The average cost of the tickets is about $250 then. Yikes. Looks like I'll be supporting the Packers from my couch. The national hot sub franchise Firehouse Subs has finally opened in Appleton over on East Calumet after supply chain issues. Up in De Pere, Cocoon Brewing will be tapping kegs in late fall and aims to be an anchor in the community with an all-year gathering spaces, both inside and out. And I must say, I really dig their branding on their website. Kind of reminds me of That 70s Show. Looking forward to having a sip. This has been What the Fox Says. For further reading, all the sources are linked in the show notes. And if you have a story or community happening you want to share, follow the Appleton Podcast Co-op on Facebook and send me a message. I'm David Kelso. You can connect with me on Twitter, and for some reason I did this on TikTok at Kelso. And be sure to follow APC Presents wherever you're listening right now for long-form interviews with local podcasters. Thanks for listening today. We'll see you next week.